Today, we're going to do a Tesla terrorist breakdown.
The FBI now investigating what police call a targeted attack at this Tesla facility.
We are going to talk about these horrible radical leftists who are so angry that Donald Trump won.
These incidents have only intensified since CEO Elon Musk has taken a prominent role in the Trump administration.
And so angry that other entrepreneurs are helping him with his mission that they're going to take it out on not the company like buy a beer and shoot it like Kid Rock did. No. They are going to shoot your car, smash your vehicle, go to the car lot, and destroy the Teslas there. You're gonna see mentally deranged people. You're gonna see people wearing masks. You're gonna see people, they got a Bernie Sanders sticker. It's so funny how everyone on the left is so much smarter than the guy who helps develop with his team boring machines that are going under the ground.
The Las Vegas Convention Center loop is part thrill ride, part light and sound show.
Space machines that are going into space.
On the left hand.
And then vehicles that are covering the electric model that they begged for. And so today is a Tesla terrorist wrap-up, and it's going to be good. Let's go through these videos one by one. I want to assemble the master compilation of Tesla terrorism. So this is the one-stop shop where you need to go to see all these idiots, and then we can make fun of them, expose them, find them, make sure that they go to jail for 20 to 30 years.
His name was Daniel Clark Pounder, 24-year-old. He faces 20 years in federal prison after he allegedly firebombed the Tesla charging station.
Attorney General Pam Bondi called the vandalism against Tesla vehicles across the country nothing short of domestic terrorism.
Which is like, whoa, I get it. Maybe they're using terrorism charges. Don't get roped up in this. Don't think it's fun.
Absolutely. They should punish them as a means to deter other people. They're doing it in an effort to intimidate and frighten people. They're destroying property. They're committing violent acts. They need to be made an example of.
You know, one company is getting targeted, which is why I consider it terrorism.
One company and the private property of individual citizens of the United States.
This is not just, oh, I don't like this car. This is now a movement. This is an agenda-driven movement, and it is terrorism. Let's go to video number 1.
Glances over at the car, and moments later they return and quickly start keying the passenger door with a phone in the other hand.
You can tell in the video too, like they're actively starting to record, and they're recording the whole thing. You can easily tell this is a targeted, like there's intent there.
The left will just never cease to amaze me. They have decided that they're going to take it upon themselves to destroy a car that they don't own, to stick it to the man. The Tesla is the worst vehicle in the world to try to vandalize. It is the only car that comes equipped with multiple cameras, stock.
Analyzing a Tesla outside a Planet Fitness in Doylestown on Monday morning. The victim says he found a swastika scratched into the side of the Tesla.
Spray painting the word Nazi and swastikas all over Teslas. Just for not getting with their program, huh? Do you know who else used to do the exact same thing? Nazis. Nazis used to vandalize private property and paint the words Nazi and swastikas all over people's businesses that didn't get along with the program.
Check the vehicle surveillance video, which, well, recorded the incident. Central Bucks Regional Police say he faces criminal mischief, harassment, and disorderly conduct.
Other cameras, might be added to a car, but the Tesla has a camera.
The owner has now filed a lawsuit against the man he believes is responsible, and he's asking for $1 million in damages.
Wanting to send a message with that lawsuit, one that he hopes will deter other acts of violence.
It has nothing to do with his political persuasions or affiliations.
Majed Najawadi represents the Tesla owner. He's identified in the lawsuit with his initials only, he says, due to threats. On March 16th, the Tesla owner returned to DFW Airport to find that his Model X had been keyed. A deep scratch now ran down the entire side panel. But someone is always watching, and in this case, it was the car. Tesla's onboard security cameras captured a man with a key fob in his hand, appearing to vandalize the vehicle. The Tesla owner shared the video on social media, hoping to identify the man. It has since gone viral. Over the weekend, DFW Airport police arrested Rafael Hernandez and charged him with criminal mischief in the case.
If we were to allow people to act out based on what they believe their political affiliations are and what upsets them and who they are upset with, and allow them to take things into their own hands and become essentially a vigilante, well then where does that leave us as a country?
That's why we're getting so much footage of the radical left doing things, sticking their hand down their pants to pull out whatever's in there and smear it on the car. What does that really do? I go to the Costco car wash, $7 later, it's gone. But you just look like an idiot, and it shows your intellect, it shows your mental health. And you knew Trump couldn't just win and then Kamala goes away and Biden is resting in peace somewhere in Delaware and it would just go away. The left, what they do is they took a little breather and now they're cranking up their social terrorism, making the world uncomfortable. They're gonna look for a police officer who arrested some guy the wrong way soon because the left has to look for little instances to terrorize the country in order to then say, look what happened under him. Now, if you just vote for us, you know, all this could go away. Capiche?
The group behind the threats calls itself Students Against Nazi Extremism and mailed a manifesto to the Lost Coast Outpost. It claimed responsibility for the brick as well as threatening Tesla owners in Rohnert Park, Hayward, and Seaside in Monterey County. The Lost Coast Outpost didn't release the manifesto, but summed up the group's goal.
So this is obviously a vendetta against Musk, and their goal, they say, is to create a big stigma around owning a Tesla. So they want the value of Tesla vehicles to plummet.
Beautiful country you got here. I'd hate for anything else to break. You might want to vote for our guy Gavin Newsom so we can smooth things out.
This is what Tesla employees in Encinitas saw when they arrived to work today. The vandalism is too graphic to show in its entirety. We blurred out the swastika on this white Tesla as well as the F word on 2 different windows in front of the dealership.
Our real activism is directed against Trump. We want him to fire Elon. We want him to dismantle Doge, and we want him to return the power of the purse to Congress.
Wendy Galanter is with the group Swing Left, Take Action San Diego. They helped organize a rally outside the Encinitas Tesla dealership on Saturday, which drew hundreds of people.
These are Tesla terrorists. So imagine seeing a car go by and you're so angry because you live in New York or LA or Seattle or Portland that you have to chase the vehicle down the street. You don't know anything about that driver. That driver probably voted for Kamala. You know, the Tesla truck had to be pre-ordered like 4 years ago. So
I'm against doxing anyone, no matter how much you hate a person. Currently, there's a site that doxes Tesla's owners, publishing Tesla's owners' full names, phone numbers, home addresses, forcing them to sell their cars.
Tesla owners are receiving threats to sell their vehicles by today or else they'll be vandalized.
Many of these people bought their Teslas years ago. They didn't know about Musk. Their parents might have given them that as a gift. And they can't afford a new car. Their house might have kids who are now under harassment threats when they didn't do anything wrong.
Elon was, bringing you the electric vehicle, getting rid of the carbons. How dare you! The planet was the most important thing.
The world is going to end in 12 years if we don't address climate change. This dude is probably one of the most unintelligent billionaires I have ever met.
Elon brought them what they wanted. You'd think there'd be a little equity there where he goes, look, I've brought you guys this car because I took what you said and I made it into a vehicle that could sustain and run on electricity. But I also have seen this over here I'd like to fix. But no. Once he bought Twitter, which calls it X now, it was over. It was called on site. In the hood, the brothers say it's on site. So if you see anything Elon or Elon Musk or Tesla related, it's on site. You're allowed to do whatever you want if you're a terrorist. Let's look at the second video.
Just look at the vandalism to this $100,000 Tesla Cybertruck. Dozens of Cybertrucks at a parking lot in Fort Lauderdale were spray painted with a vulgar term directed at Tesla owner Elon Musk. Some vandals recorded themselves in the act. Across the USA, owners of the distinctive-looking vehicles say they're being targeted by strangers. Cybertruck owners are being flipped off in traffic.
That's probably happened about 3 times in the last 2 weeks.
They also wrote a nasty message. It's gotten so bad, Emler Morales won't take his purple Cybertruck certain places.
Mine is purple, so it grabs a lot of attention. And so I think twice about places I need to go to and make sure that I really need to go.
Dr. Kumate Jaroj got nasty calls when Cybertruck haters found out he was a doctor.
I hope you kill yourself. Please do the world a favor.
He told me to put a bullet in my brain.
Angry protesters stormed a Tesla dealership in New York City. And look, this Tesla driver flips the bird at them. There are also lots of videos online of people reacting to Cybertrucks. I was curious what kind of reaction I would get driving a Tesla Cybertruck around New York City, so we rented one to find out, and it didn't take long. We had one guy boo at us.
These are not racist, white supremacist Nazis. The left is smashing, destroying, scratching, and otherwise yelling at cars going by with Filipinos in it, Persian doctors driving it, elderly people, but you can't stop them because in their mind, this is why they have to do this. As long as they're fighting racism or Nazis, then they can do whatever they want with impunity. So it's very important they label you a racist or a Nazi.
One of the Tesla charging stations has been vandalized this morning. Burn Nazi cars.
To justify how they're going to attack your car, smash your car, and they do it when no one's looking. Or they'll jump out of the woodwork. You saw the gentleman, he was looked like maybe a Latino, who said he has to plan where he's going to drive now just to make sure it'll kind of be a good idea or safe.
Burn Nazi cars. Kill Elon. And this entire row is out of commission.
I don't want that kind of a life, and I don't want that kind of a country. Tesla is an American-made vehicle, invented and designed by an African-American. The richest man in the world in America is African-American, and that just shows that America is not set up for people that own slaves and live here forever, and they're just stealing money. Elon is rich because he immigrated here within the last 40 years, and he designed something people needed over and over and over, and he gave so many people a benefit that they asked for that he is reaping the rewards. If I design a new way to brush your teeth and 1 billion people want to buy one for $1, I did not steal anything from these people. I provided a service. I got my $1 billion because I did something good for people. I gave them a new alternative to what they were using and made their breath fresher, which is great for the whole world in the long run. So this is why we look at the left, we laugh at them, we mock them, but you also want to think about your Second Amendment. You want to think about pepper spray. You want to think about taking courses on how to defend yourself, because they have labeled you now a terrorist, a Nazi, a racist, and they're going to justify any kind of action against you, your family, and your children.
Liberal actress and activist Alyssa Milano getting a bit of a history lesson after she thought she pulled one over on new Twitter CEO Elon Musk. Milano tweeted that she traded in her Tesla for a Volkswagen Electric, adding, "I'm not sure how advertisers can buy space on Twitter. Publicly traded companies' products being pushed in alignment with hate and white supremacy doesn't seem to be a winning business model." But users were quick to point out Volkswagen's dicey past, more than one sharing that the company started out as a state-owned enterprise in Nazi Germany. Musk's response, well, he responded with the crying, laughing emoji, so he does not seem to mind what Alyssa Milano did. Emily, one person tweeted, "Imagine thinking that you're woke and owning Elon Musk by trading your American-made car for one literally founded by Nazis."
Yeah, I think I agree with Elon Musk in tweeting, responding with the laughing, crying. Because once again, Alyssa Milano is oversharing and calling it activism, right? She was the first person, and I quote her directly, to call Elon a genius. She said, "I love you." He was one of 4 she would choose for her dinner party. She said, "I am in awe of you." She was literally his greatest fan before hating him became like the newest kombucha. So just like her wearing the crochet mask and telling everyone to #wear a mask, I see this as one more, literally, one more just performative piece of activism.
Now let's look at this next video of what was going on at a dealership. So now this is no one involved. This is just a lot. A guy decided to buy a car lot and offer Teslas for sale. Well, that wasn't good enough for these people.
cut off and berated, and it was all captured on camera. And the woman that was driving said the man that did all this was angry because she was driving a Tesla. That woman was just trying to get to a doctor's appointment. She has the latest from South Lake Union outside of the Tesla showroom.
This encounter has left this mother pretty shaken up. She's just grateful that things didn't escalate physically. At the same time, though, she's afraid to drive her car anywhere.
Things spiraled out of control when a white SUV followed her and cut her off, stopping in the middle of the road.
Gets out and walks straight up to my window. So I cracked my window and I said, what is the problem? He goes, you need to sell your car. This is a Nazi car. You're driving it. You need to sell your car.
Lee says she's been driving a Tesla for the last 2 years. She says the man wearing a camouflage jacket and a ski mask attacked her for it.
It's really sad, that this is what's happening to people who honestly, it doesn't affect how I believe or what I believe. Just the car I drive.
A sad world we live in where you can't even own your own car and have it get destroyed and go on the news and say what happened. Notice she had to crop herself to hear when she talked about how her car got destroyed so as not to have anyone come after her in the future.
I really think it's just a message of ignorance and being uneducated.
This victim wanted to remain anonymous.
So this is what you do when you live in a blue city and someone robs, beats, violates, and terrorizes you. You have to be here.
His Cybertruck is one of 6 that were vandalized with swastikas and anti-Elon Musk phrases while it was being serviced at the Linwood Tesla dealership.
If you're doing this to people that work 9 to 5, that make a living, you are doing this to people that have already purchased the vehicle from Elon. He already has our money. Why would you purposely do this to people that work hard, work every day to afford nice luxuries?
The damage estimated to be at several $1,000s. Linwood police are working with Tesla to get any video of possible suspects. This all comes as Seattle police and the ATF are still investigating what caused a fire that destroyed 4 Tesla Cybertrucks being stored at a secure lot in Soto Sunday night.
This is reminiscent of what's going on with the cartels, South America, and this is why if anyone on the left ever calls you a racist or a Nazi, remind them. The left are national socialists. The reason they're mad at Elon is because he's cutting the money off that feeds the left. Once government gets real big, then there becomes lots of different things the government needs. The department of this, the department of that. And all these departments get filled up with college students that graduated with DEI degrees and from the left. And so it's just a feeder system. So these jobs are not real jobs. A radical leftist could not get a job in the real world because they have to show up to work where someone needs to make a profit in order to keep the company alive. So the radical left always finds themselves in bureaucratic jobs the government offers so they can never be fired. So, you have a law firm or you have a company, you're gonna hire people that are gonna get the job done. But have you ever been in the DMV? These aren't people that wanna get the job done. They got their degree and now they're gonna sit there. Next. Okay, I'm not seeing you today. Go sit down. That's the customer. If you got that customer service that hurts, this budget, you would never rent there again. But in the government, you don't have a choice. So when Elon's going in with a sledgehammer and smashing these departments and ending these jobs that would never work, if those people were good at their job, at any job, they could put a resume out there, get with people they know, start a company, do what Elon had to do what Donald Trump had to do what I had to do, start your own business. But because they're in their fishbowl and he just smashed the fishbowl, the sharks are out in full force. They are disgruntled. They are angry. They want payback. And so they need to get their troops going and cause social unrest in order to make life uncomfortable for all of us. Send a message to people. Don't you buy a Tesla. We might come and smash your car next. Very sad what they're doing. It carries over to Europe because obviously Europe is radical left. I mean, they're long gone. Let's take a look.
It's 0 to 60 miles an hour in 2 seconds. It's faster than a Ferrari.
Punctured tires. They've destroyed 80 vehicles in the lot, and then they spray painted the front of the store. It wasn't Germany. It wasn't France. It was Montreal. It was Canada, which is basically Germany and France combined. So this is what's going on. These are the National Socialist Democrats or the Nazi Democrats, and they will make life uncomfortable for you, your family, your friends, and your local car dealership. Can you believe it? Now, I do notice one thing. The cars do look kind of cool with spray paint on them. I mean, the Cybertruck has a kind of a nice flat angled side, front, and back that it looks good with graffiti. So here's my advice for you, Tesla. Offer the Elon graffiti paint job. Get with local artists. Local artists usually are like on the left, but pay them a good amount of money. Say, hey, we're going to pay you $900 to paint these Cybertrucks, each one, and there's 100 of them.
Typical Los Angeles fashion. The Cybertruck has been vandalized. Damn. They opened the doors, stripped it, stole the steering wheel.
So here you go. You're going to make 1,000 times 100. That's $100,000 this month if you'll paint these for us. Come here every day. Now you have the street urchins defending the cars from other street urchins because that's their way of working. And you can make the two, you know, you put these two kind of fish, these Chinese fighting fish, Japanese poison, and they fight each other. That's what we need to do. So tell me if you like my idea. Elon, hire street artists, Banksy style, to spray paint your trucks, and people can buy their own version of the Elon graffiti Tesla paint job. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's check up in the comments and see what you guys had to say about that. That's illegal. Well, thank you. That is the point. They are going to break the law. The left is getting upset that they might be brought up on terrorism charges. They're like, it's not terrorism, I'm just bashing up a car. But here's why it is terrorism. They're trying to make an economic impact. They're trying to make a global impact. They're trying to make a political statement. Warning Elon and other entrepreneurs, don't you dare go work with Trump or else. Terrorism. With all that said, Elon's stock has come back up from its low point, and I hope it keeps going up. It went all the way down to $229 a share from $489 a share. So it's like 50% cut, but now it's up in the 260s as of today, I think. So what that means is it's bounced back about 15-20% from its low. Might be a good opportunity to show your support quietly by just buying some. If you buy the S&P 500, Tesla is in there. It's part of the mix, so you can do it that way. But a lot of people have Tesla in their portfolio and they don't even know it because it's part of those electronically traded funds, ETFs. Okay, so you might be a Tesla owner, you don't even know it, especially if it's in your retirement. All right, so we got to stop this.
This is the guy. You just keyed a Tesla. You didn't key no Tesla. Yes, you did. You keyed a Tesla in a parking lot somewhere around here. What do you got to say about that?
I didn't do that.
Well, you're on video. I said I plainly saw you doing it. You pulled up right next to it and then you keyed it.
Oh shit.
You want to bet?
It's pretty stressful, actually.
Yeah, these are real enemies.
Like, I think that they actually want to kill me.
You're doing this because you believe he's a Nazi. The same guy who wears a dog tag in solidarity with Jewish hostages is a Nazi.
This says bring them home. It was given to me by the parents of one of the hostages. And I said I would wear it as long as there was a hostage still remaining. The Jewish people have been persecuted for thousands of years.
Made by the same company that responded to the repeal of Roe v. Wade by paying for employees to get abortions out of state, which is owned by the same guy who responded to Russia cut internet in Ukraine by giving Starlink to Ukraine, whose flag you have in your bio, which is also the same guy who gave Starlink to LA firefighters while your city burned down.
And then look, he tries to reverse into me.
Thank you for tuning in to The Right Show. It is not a podcast, but a vodcast, and we'll see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your week.
A 70-year-old man was arrested after Meridian police say he hit another man with his car during today's demonstrations at the Tesla dealership in Meridian. Police say 70-year-old Christopher Talbot of Meridian made an obscene gesture towards a counter-protester and then hit him with his car.